Donnie and Dolly. The team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
It's Monday, and all of our guests today, including Jesse Montano down in Colorado, standing by. Sponsored by Passant Motors. Bright deals and better drives are ahead at Passant Motors. Although Jesse might be in Vegas. I got that right? He is in Vegas. Okay, there you go. Hit the road with huge savings going forward. Stop by their dealership located at 16315 Fraser Highway in Surrey, or check them out online at Passant Motors, BASANT Motors.com. Colorado Avalanche down shockingly 3-0 to Vegas in the Western Conference Final, blowing that 3-0 lead Sunday and losing 5-3 to the Golden Knights. Jesse Montano from Guerilla Sports covers the Colorado Avalanche, and Jesse joins us now. Thanks for doing this, sir. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing all right. You know, I'm doing better than I was when I had to walk into that Avs room last night. So no complaints here.
Oh yeah, no kidding. But they didn't make Nathan MacKinnon available, did they? Because he'd be frightening to talk to in that situation, I'd imagine.
Yeah, no, he was dealing with that injury after the game last night, so he wasn't in the room by the time we got in there. He took that puck off the knee, it looked like, and struggled to finish the game. Look, it was a stunned room last night. Like that's really the only way that I can put it. I made the comment to someone, this morning, like I almost wish we could have waited 20, 30 minutes before we went in, because the guys just they seemed like they hadn't fully wrapped their head around not only what happened in the game, but just how they ended up in this situation in this series, down 3-0. It was a pretty stunning night last night, no doubt about it.
Yeah, and there was the 1-0 lead at home in the third period in Game 2. So who's getting the blame, Jesse, in Colorado, amongst fans anyway, and people like yourself?
It's funny because going through, my social media replies and what, reading what people are saying, I think there's a lot of blame to go around here. Like, I don't think there's any one person. I don't think you're looking at Jared Bednar. I don't think you're looking at the goaltending. I don't think you're looking at any one thing and saying that's where it is. This has just not been anywhere near the standard that we've seen for the Avs all season. This hasn't been anywhere near the compete level, the effort, the ability to shut things down. Just so much has gone awry. I do think that there's an underlying issue of some injuries, guys that are playing through a lot that, we'll maybe find out about here, at the end of this series. But that does not change the fact that, just not hard enough on pucks, not winning enough 50-50 battles, things like that. It's just little details that Vegas is just doing better all over the ice right now. Yeah, maybe the Avs are dealing with some injuries. Maybe Cale Makar isn't at 100%. Maybe Arturi Lehkonen isn't at 100%. But there are some team-wide issues here that I think these guys are even having a hard time explaining. So I don't think it's any one person. I think everyone's catching some blame here.
When they went up 3-0, I said to myself, there's no way they're blowing that lead. Not this hockey club. There's no way. Yep. And it happened. I was really surprised they'd blow a 3-goal lead.
Look, the hallmark of this team, go back to the 2022 Stanley Cup final, even in that Game 6 where they won the Cup against Tampa. They had a 1-goal lead heading into the third, and it never once felt in jeopardy. That has been the identity of this core for more than 5 years. And we saw it time and time and time again this season. They take a lead and they don't give it up. So not only was it honestly even a little shocking to see them give up the 1-goal lead a few nights ago back in Denver, I'm with you. Like they went up 3-0 and I said, okay, the maturity of this group, the skill level, obviously, the experience. I said, this is where they're going to clamp it down. I said, we're going to end up with like a 5-6-1 final here tonight. And then it felt like Vegas scored their first goal, and you just felt it in the energy, in the Avs body language, the looks on their faces of like, oh no, here we go again. And I'm with you. I didn't see it coming. And like I said, based on their reactions after the game, I don't think they had an explanation for how that happened.
Do you think if they get swept, could it be possible Jared Bednar could be in trouble? Because you got a guy right there in Denver who everybody loves, David Carl, as well.
Yeah, look, I think it could be possible. If they get swept, I think you can have that conversation. You can sell me on having that conversation. Here's where I think it is, though. I think let's say it is, right? Let's say they get swept tomorrow and that's it. I still don't think that's it for Jared Bednar. He's really well respected in this organization. The players absolutely love him. Him and Nathan MacKinnon have a great relationship. I don't think that they would do it yet. I don't think they'd make an emotional decision, but I do think it would be one of those things where you'd kind of settle into a like, well, you better not start 4-6 next year. You know what I mean?
Right,
like,
right.
I think that seat will be pretty warm at the start of next year. And here's my only hesitation with Carl, who's a great coach. You know, one of the hot commodities right now. He's so young. He's a real up and coming coach. I just don't know if you can turn over the keys of Nathan MacKinnon in his prime, Cale Makar in his prime, Marty Netchus coming into his prime. I just don't know if as good of a coach as David Carl is, if you can give him the keys to that and expect him to be able to manage the emotions and the way that Nathan MacKinnon is as a player. You know, Cale Makar, the way that he's so in tune with, his body, the way he plays. Like, I think that's part of this core here is Jared Bednar and his relationship with them. So I do think Carl is probably the next guy on the list for the Avs if and when they choose to do that. But I still think even if they were to lose tomorrow and be out in 4 games, I still don't think that they would move on from Jared Bednar right now. But, look, anything's possible. I think if you get swept, you're going to have to look at all kinds of options.
David Carl wouldn't be much older than a lot of his players. All right, Doc Montano, do you have any updates health-wise on Makar and MacKinnon?
No, not yet. We're actually going to hear from Jared here in about 5 minutes. So I'm assuming that we're going to get an update on Nate. That didn't look good to me. Nathan MacKinnon is a tough guy. He has played through some injuries and he plays well through injuries. The fact that he couldn't move, he got that puck. I believe it was in the third period right after he came back. He got the puck in the neutral zone and you could tell he tried to get on his horse a bit and he just couldn't. It just wasn't there. He struggled to move. There's a part of me that's almost expecting that they're going to come in and say Nate's done for, at least this series, even if it were to go 7. And Cale Makar, look, I would say he's probably at about 75%. The unfortunate part is that 25% is his shooting ability. And that's a big 25%. So, and then, like I said, I think Arturi Lehkonen is probably closer to 60 or 70%. Sam Malinsky, yeah, same thing, close to 70, 75%. That's not your whole team, right? Like you've got 20 guys for a reason, but those are some prominent, players for them. And I think that, look, the Avs have been pretty lucky with the injury bug all year. And it seems like maybe there's a level of this that it is catching up with them at the worst possible time.
And Jesse, you got to get going to the presser with Bednar. But very, very quickly, are people in Denver drawing comparisons between the Avs and the Nuggets, who were ousted in round 1 by the 6th seed Timberwolves?
Oh, yeah. And what was so disappointing about that for the Nuggets was it felt like, again, they just there was no pushback. There was no fight. They just kind of folded. I'm not saying that there isn't pushback here, that this Avs team isn't emotionally and mentally engaged. But again, the play has just been so different. It's been such a divergency from what we saw all season. People are definitely starting to draw those parallels of what happened here. You had 2 teams that you felt were championship contenders in the Nuggets and Avs. And they both have just kind of, fizzled here when the intensity really turned up. And like I said, I just can't underscore this enough. We didn't see any signs that this Avs team would have that happen to them throughout the regular season or even through these first 2 rounds of the playoffs. It's truly been a stunning last 5-6 days where it felt like at the start of this, it's like they're invincible. They can beat anybody. Yeah. And now in less than a week, you're on the verge.
Go talk to Jared Bednar. Thanks for this, Jesse. Appreciate it.
Always love it, boys. We'll talk to you guys soon.
Yep, you bet.